Hey, I got bored and I decided to just come back to complete this. So, yeah, let's work on this witch. And to make this easy on me, to do is I'm just going to let's go back here. Just going to use this character instead of using this plane. So for it, all these scenes are going to end right around here. Yes. Right about here, so that we don't see, so that we can use a different character, so that we can just use this here. I'm just going to duplicate this, Shift D, clear parent, and make sure in my constraints I don't have that as well. We're just going to use a character like this. We're just going to duplicate this a few times, and so that we get a little better control here. It still has the run cycle, so I think for this camera here, this here, we're just going to use a bouquet, or to defocus from her and then focus on the FBI guys coming into the scene. So let me change my camera angle here to something like 50, then so we can so we start from here and then we can come. Okay, I don't want this. Just want to get rid of, I don't want these to show there, so I'm just going to they can just stay right there. We don't need those extra keyframes. Now I'm just going to select this character, or this copy here, and just have these guys walking into the scene and telling her to stop. Then we can focus from her to the FBI guys entering the room. Let me first go to the nonlinear editor here. Just add a few walk cycles. And I want this entire mesh to be in a different collection, so that they are not added to this here. So that means okay, yeah, I was selecting the wrong strips. Okay, so we cut from this scene to here, and we can have the agents walking in, the FBI agents walking in. Let's go to this view. I want a light on her and a few lights to light up these agents. So I'll just add some point lights here. And just subdivide these. Hello Sprat, how are you doing? By the way, if you are not here, this is part 2 of the stream. We're just making an action movie, short movie, and maybe let me just show you, for anyone who wasn't here, what we have done so far, what we have all seen, and what the story is, so that you understand what we're doing before we go any further. So the scene, the concept I have in mind is that we have this scene here. We have a few FBI agents knocking on this door. They kick it open, enter the scene, and the reason why they are coming into here, they came here, is to stop this medieval time traveling witch from sacrificing this poor lady. And so the idea is to stop her from sacrificing her for whatever reason, but she has a few tricks up her sleeves, and yeah, that's what we are trying to capture here. So let's have some lighting here so that we can see the FBI agents in the background here. So I'm just going to increase my lighting here. Okay, that's a bit too bright. How you change the color of the material in the editor view and not to the final view? I'm not sure what you mean. Okay, this looks okay, but I think, I don't know, it's too bright. So let me turn on custom distance so that we can control how far this light goes. And I think we can use these spotlight areas. Okay, I think some of them still have keyframes or something. Just need to make sure that just duplicate one more light here, just have it around there. I like how we can see the FBI agent there. You are working great. Keep it up. Thank you, Ahad, Samad. So we have these lights. Let me try increasing their radius. I don't know. So they bust the door, enter, and now this switch. I think what I can do is add in some dramatic lighting here. Maybe add a lamp just around there to capture those reflections. Maybe I don't know. Let's see. If we have an area light just facing her, let's try. I think I don't like how the colors are too bright here, so I'm just going to change her textures. They look too bright for me. Let's fix our texturing a bit. This should be in the roughness, not the specular. And you can add a math node here to control the roughness. Then let's see. This is the normal map. I'm not sure. Let's see if we don't have the normal. Let's just reduce the strength just a bit here. Let's try. No. The shading of this character doesn't look great. I don't know why. Maybe it's the saturation, the specular here. Hello Indu Achu, how are you doing? Something is off about her shading. Oh, I think this metallic value here, she shouldn't have that metal value. Still there is this highlight. I'm not sure what is causing that. It's just okay, this is what I expect, but for some reason, let me just remove this and add a new principal shader. Okay, one of the issues brought by this auto smooth, so I'm just going to disable that. Okay, now she looks a bit better, but I want those colors to be a bit less color, less saturated, so I'm just going to add an overlay. And maybe we can also create a mask for her skin. So if I add a convert color ramp, we can, instead of, because it's too white right now, so let's see if I can get can have a mask of her face. Let's see if I use convert separate RGB, separate, let's see hue and saturation. That's hue, saturation, value. Let's try to make her more human. I think this is better. Maybe you can even use some subsurface scattering here, and can use this as a subsurface. Okay, so this is our witch. Now let's see how she fits in our scene. Okay, I think our lighting is a bit too bright. Now we have this light here. Hello Tad. Sup? Welcome back. I want some harsh shadows, so I'm going to reduce the size of this. Maybe also want it to be a bit directional, so around here. Let's try using a spotlight and see how this would work. I think that's not too bad. Now what we can do is let's see, if we select, if we create a lamp, let me see if we can create those targeting laser beams held by Indu Achu. Thank you. Just see if we can make those laser pointing. So we need to increase the resolution of our spotlight, but sorry, of our volumetric to have them work, but they would look nice if we had them pointing at her. And we don't have to cast shadows. You can see one of our soldiers there. So instead of using that, I'm just going to first work on the animation here. So let's bring in, duplicate a few of these around her. So I'm just going to duplicate this one. I can even start to see their silhouettes there. Yeah, that's what we want. So this is going to be their final position. So what I'm going to do is just select all of them, and then I want to deselect this guy, and I give them a keyframe like that, and now I can start moving them away. Let me first change this. I can have them move coming in from different directions. And since they all have the walk cycle, they should be walking. And you know what I'm going to do is select some of them and just offset their walk cycle just a bit, so that we have some variation. Otherwise, they would all look too uniform and very robotic. So let's play back and see. You can see now we are having a few issues. This one here is going through the wall, but I think okay, that could be okay. You see how they're walking into the scene, and we need to make sure that when they come to a standstill, their animation as well, their walk cycle also stops. So I think I could give this camera some bit of animation. I want her to be in the center frame, and then they come in. I think this is too bright, so the sword is too bright. So let's have it look like that. And I'm not sure about our colors. Okay, maybe we don't need the subsurface. It's just going to slow down everything and not even add to the results. Okay, so now that we have the animation, we just need to make sure that these their walk cycles stop where they stop. So okay, this guy, so we can delete the walk cycles after that, so that they all come at a standstill. Some might walk just a little bit further. You are so productive the last weeks. Where do you get your inspiration? Yeah, just on the internet. I just go to different sites and see what they are doing, and yeah, try to do what they're doing. Okay, this guy too should... okay. This one here. Maybe comes in last. Maybe we can also, just for the sake of it, we can also get one dude from this side. You know what? Let me not do that. You did a great job, dude. I like it very much. Thank you. Muhammad Mokadam, how are you doing? Love your tutorials. I just arrived. Could anyone tell me any easy way to make sure your character walk animation doesn't clip through the floor, or do you have to do it by frame? Usually you have constraints. Usually just use constraints for that, but problem is I have a lot of things going on here, so yeah, I can't really do much. It's the scene is too heavy for me to do anything else to try and demonstrate that. Okay, seems we have these characters start off on in the hallway, which is not ideal. I want them to come in after these guys come in. So let's see, where will they break in? So okay, so at around here, I want these guys to also come in. So just move this keyframe. So let's play back the animation and see. I'm turning off the effects just so we are able to play back. Okay, so we are seeing these characters as well, so for them, let's also make sure that they only come in after these guys pass the door. So around here, they should be there, and then at around here, they could come in from this side. Let me first go here, turn on all the effects I have, which is actually not much, and see how the animation plays. See, so the door is banging right now, and then let's forward a few seconds. They knock out the door, and then those guys come in. That's some nice detail there. And then these guys also come in. We'll find a way to then. Okay, so I'm seeing an issue here. These few guys don't seem to have a walk cycle after a few frames. So we need, let me just expand this, need to duplicate their walk cycle one more time. Or instead of doing that, I can just grab everything and put it in position. So we can also see them walking in, and then they enter the scene. I don't like to see this this guy here. This here. So I guess I could just scale this back just a bit. Okay, we're still seeing him for some reason, so let me push this back. Okay, so everyone comes in, they tell how to stop. Okay, this guy's walk cycle still goes on after he stops, so I'm just going to end it around here. And this guy's walk cycle as well needs to stop there. Now we can change focus. So let's say we can add camera depth of field. And so the focus is so the scene starts playing when she's in focus for a few frames, and around there, then the focus turns to there. Okay, change. To them like that. So let's preview this and see how that looks. Okay, so at here, she's in focus, and I think I should increase my f-stops here so that they are not totally out of focus. And now we can do, just going to duplicate this camera here. And we can switch to this camera now, which is actually, this is a nice shot. Maybe we can just pull it back a bit, maybe use a focal length of 50. Have this around. Okay, I don't like how these are too spaced from this angle, so let me fix that by bringing them a bit closer. Can go back to this camera. And we can have this camera, let's try a focal length of 30, so that we view a kind of wider angle like that. Now, I don't know, maybe 50 would work better. Let's try a more tighter angle and see. I had more ideas to add in here, but I'm getting limited by my computation power now. Come on, you. Why is this starting from there? Okay, that's moving too fast. And I think my PC is hitting its limits, so I don't know, I may not be able to continue far from here further than this. So I'll render this out and I'll share the results on the YouTube channel, because like, I don't, it's hard to continue from this. It's impossible to continue now. It's just, things are just moving too slow. So I'll give this a render and see how things come through, and I should I'll be posting